from Tulip Valley Farms, and I am so excited to be joined this episode with my friend Monique Brigham, the unique CEO and president of the Sedro Woolley Chamber. Hello, Monique.
Hey, Andrew.
I'm so stoked to talk about Sedro Woolley today.
Me too. We've got some great things going on here.
That's awesome. So for those who might not be familiar with Sedro Woolley and the geography of Skagit County, would you just kick us off with a little bit of what Sedro Woolley is and why you love it?
We are a small town and nestled right at the foothills of the Cascades, of the North Cascades. And we used to be known for logging and outdoor recreation and pretty much nothing else. And now we've got an economic boom going with the industrial side of things, as well as some great small local businesses and farm opportunities here. So.
Oh, absolutely. And my favorite historical fact for Sedro Woolley is it used to be called Bug. Is that right? It was
yes.
Bug Washington.
Bug Washington.
Yeah.
A few years before my time.
Yeah, you and me both, but that's one of those things. But it doesn't bug me anymore, that's for sure. So Woolley, and I think that's the other fun thing is, so if you want to sound like a local, then you call it Woolley. Yes. And if you want to sound like a transplant, then you call it Sedro, right? Yes. And so for all of our friends that are coming in from out of town, you want to sound, there's your tip of the day on how not to sound like you're not from around here. It's not Skagit, it's Skagit, and it's not Sedro, it's Woolley. So for those people that are coming in to see the tulips, Sedro Woolley is approximately, it's probably 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes from West Mount Vernon. I do make that drive often to come and visit y'all. And
during time, it might be 35, 40 minutes.
That could be, but you could be 35 or 40 minutes from one end of the driveway to the other out here in West Mount Vernon during Tulip Festival. So time, it's kind of like COVID. Time it just gets messed up, right? You just don't really, the time-space continuum is a little bit off. But I do send people that come to visit, especially for the weekend, to East County, which we'll call it. It's not even upriver really anymore. It's just East County, right? To go out and explore and enjoy our version of the what do we call it, the gateway to the North Cascades.
Yes.
Right. So the reason to get out and run around and explore Sedro Woolley. What, for someone who's never been to Sedro Woolley before, how would you encourage them, or what are the must-see stops, or start here and hit this, or as someone who would know?
Well, we've got the Sedro Woolley Museum if you want to get some history and find out what's been going on here over the years. You can go to any of the restaurants that are open and get a bite to eat. And you don't usually have the wait times as you would at the other places during the tulip time. We have several unique restaurants, and believe it or not, we have over 20 restaurants between Skagit Valley Burgers and up on the highway to Lorenzo's. So
which is awesome. That is surprising because I drive by them all the time. But which is I want to say that's the funny part is that you foodies don't sleep on Woolley, right? Because they're like Skagit Valley. What's the burger place called again? I can't remember.
Skagit Valley Burgers.
Yeah, that's it. Skagit Valley Burgers is voted. Yeah, Skagit Burgers voted time and again the best burger in Skagit, and it's like right off the road. It looks like a food truck, but it's not.
Lorenzo's was voted in as best, and the Garage Cafe's been voted best. We've got some great places to eat right down here.
And here's what I love about it. In Sedro Woolley, you're going to get enough food to be full, because Woolley knows how to, those restaurants are going to feed you. That's part of the heritage of when you're literally carved out of the side of the Skagit River for loggers and miners and construction and all that other stuff. You're not going to get tiny portions. But
yes, I can remember going to Hal's as a kid and getting that giant burger. I can't even remember what they called it. And I mean, my cousin maybe bet me $1 or whatever when I was a little kid that I couldn't eat that whole burger. I ate the whole thing. And I mean, those things were the giant hamburgers back then. And I don't even know if they still have them on the menu, but yeah.
Commit and persist. That's right.
I was always the little kid, so yeah, I still did it, and I may have regretted it, but it was probably the best burger ever still. So
get her done. I'm going to have to go out there and explore some more. The other thing that I love about Woolley is you have a historic downtown area. You know,
We do.
I think that's for people who may have been, you know, it's been over to Cleellum or some of these other areas that have really famous downtown areas. There's one here in Woolley, complete with chainsaw carvings and murals and all that other stuff that you just don't. You're not going to find that in Issaquah,
Yeah.
right? Not in downtown Seattle or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with those places, but that's not what people go for, right?
Yeah. And we have great little shops down here. We got Shelly's Shack, Oliver Hammer. And then, you know, like you said, you've got the chainsaw carvings and the murals and Hammer Heritage Square. If you want to have a picnic out in the square, that kind of stuff. We've got some
Right.
great parks too, and a new splash park coming in.
Right. Great. So let's talk a little bit more about there's some of the events that you guys do in the Sedro Woolley. So the other thing is, so we had Steph on talking about what Burlington leans into. I would say Sedro and Burlington, you guys do events really, really well because I think it's the community that expects it. And so you partner well with the city. You've got great parades and you partner really closely with the high school. I think the distances in East County are really short, right? I mean, everybody knows everybody, and you put your mind to do something, you pull it off, and you've got great events.
Yes.
Walk us through some of the stuff, starting maybe from in April all the way through the summer that people might be interested in coming and exploring.
April, we have what's called Timber to Tech. It's Woodfest. It used to be just mainly a competition for the local woodshop classes. And we pivoted a few years ago because, you know, woodshop isn't as paramount in the high schools as it used to be.
Right. Yeah.
And now they've got the STEM programs, the career and technical side of it. So we decided to go from just timber to tech, kind of like what Sedro Woolley has been known for. And actually a lot of Washington's small logging towns had to pivot away from just timber. And so we have the career and technical program, kids showing their work, what they've got going on, get the big 3D printer type stuff going, the different teachers have their booths set up. And then it's also a vendor fair with artists and vendors at the high school for one day only at the high school. And the kids with their woodshop projects will be there too.
Right.
You still see the really cool stuff that these kids can make. It's amazing to me, the things that these kids that are at school can.
What I love about that is you get a snapshot of the future of manufacturing in rural communities, right? So it will shock people that may not think like Sedro Woolley, what, right? No, but the fact of the matter is between, you know, Janicki Industries and Sedron, some of the innovative companies in rural manufacturing are in East County, Skagit, you know, in Sedro Woolley. And that's really exciting to see. And I think another thing that people might be surprised at the number of the new construction, right? And so maybe the people that, you know, grew up here in the Valley and they went off and they got sucked into the grind at Microsoft or Amazon, nothing against that either. But when they're coming back to visit, they're like, why would I go out to Woolley? Like, what's going on in Woolley? That actually surprised me when I came back in a short 6 years ago, that there is just so much of the innovation and the future of what I would just call rural innovation and tech and innovation is really anchored there in Sedro Woolley.
For sure. So that event is called Woodfest, and it's Timber to Tech. It's April 29th at the high school and 29th and 30th out at Eagle Haven Winery.
Perfect.
So we have vendors set up out there. There will be the chainsaw carvers, some of which you'll see in July from Logger Rodeo. And then Terry out at Willowbrook Manor has the tea and tour every Friday and Saturday of April. So she's got some tulips out there that you can see, and she's got such a great place out there.
She does. Yeah.
It's just, I just want to go out there. You know, I want to come out to Tulip Valley and cuddle the cows out at her place. I just want to sit and drink some tea and look at the mountains. And,
you know, I interviewed Terry because she's a Tulip Festival board president. And she was so funny because she said that tea is all about caring. So you need to go out and get some care from Terry in the tea, and then come out and get some cuddling for the endorphins out at Tulip Valley, and you will be well taken care of, Monique.
I think I'm going to need that this month.
Yeah.
So after Woodfest, we have June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th here in downtown. It's a vendor fair, not unlike the Tulip Festival street fair. We have street here closed off on Metcalf Street. We've got bands playing three bands a day, Friday, Saturday, and so far one on Sunday. So we've got some music, and then with all those restaurants, we are showcasing our restaurants as well. So, I mean, we could have had the food trucks and the food vendors come in, but I'd rather, you know, give our local businesses
Right.
and restaurants
Right.
the opportunity to feed the masses that come in.
For sure, for sure. That's awesome. Well, and then Sedro Woolley, it really is as that gateway to the North Cascades. I think the people that I know that come up from the south are on their way to get some world-class hiking or mountaineering experiences. We need to pull them off the road and get them fed and watered and
Yes.
everything else in Sedro Woolley. So if you have plans, do you have a favorite hike in the North Cascades that we can direct people to? We'll both get hate mail for filling up the parking lot.
So so it's not really a hike. This one's just a trail that if I need to go clear my head or just want to go out and get some nature without getting too far, right outside of town, there's the Northern State Rec area.
Oh yeah.
Miles of walking trails. They're
Right.
animal friendly, kid friendly, and they're just right outside of town. And
Right.
the Trail Builders Association has just been building great pathways and trails up there, and they've been working really hard on that. Skagit Fisheries Group, you can see them up there doing things with salmon, habitat. There's a stream there.
Yeah.
And then it connects with the Northern State walkways too, so you can walk over to the historical buildings at the old Northern State. So
right.
I'd say one of my favorite actual hikes would be the Mount Baker Trail. You know which one I'm talking about. Is it the Mount Baker Trail? It's the Baker River.
Yeah, on the road. Yeah, Baker River
Yeah,
at the
you
end
go
of
up
the road.
around
Yeah.
Baker Lake, and no worries filling that trailhead up. It's usually full anyway.
Right. Yes. For good reason. It is a nice flat trail with amazing views on the lake.
Great. And
yeah.
of course, Sauk Mountain, that trail is pretty epic.
It is absolutely, though. That's one of my go-to as well. It's 45 minutes from my driveway to that trailhead.
And if you're up in Sauk Valley, you're doing the Sauk Trail, then you may as well go up and get some ice cream up at the Act One ice cream parlor.
There you go.
All concrete's got going on. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, always an ambassador of this fantastic natural landscape that we've got here. Monique, do you have a favorite tulip memory that you would share with people other than traffic? So I have to take that one right off, because for locals, it's like, yeah, tell me what. Then they get angry. They sit forward in their chair, like, and another thing, it used to be awesome, and then everybody found out about it. Now it's not awesome anymore. And I just say, cool story.
Mine would be. I'll be right with you. Mine would be taking my grandma to the Tulip Festival.
Yeah.
And my kids, because my kids love to go out and do things. And we always did something with grandma, and we just took her out there. And that was one of our last memories, getting grandma out to do stuff, was to take kids. And they remember taking her there. And yeah. That's
special. I tell people all the time, tulips are I plant tulips, but my crop is connection. Right. And so it warms my heart to hear that. That's outstanding. Well, thank you so much for taking this time to introduce our guests to the wonderful world of Sedro Woolley and the North Cascades, and we'll encourage everybody to go out there. And
thanks.
Anything else? And where can people learn more about the Sedro Woolley Chamber and Sedro Woolley?
Sedro-Woolley.com.
Sedro-Woolley.com. There you heard it. Outstanding. All right. Everyone, thanks, I'm Andrew from Tulip Valley, and I've been joined by my good friend and unique friend, Monique Brigham, and from the Sedro Woolley Chamber. And we hope and encourage everyone to head east and explore.
Thank you.